So, you're going to be coming here for the 4th as well, I hear. I heard that from Max, but there has to be some kind of a miscommunication here, right? Good evening, Irene. There was no miscommunication there, but why would you think that? Well, this time it's just going to be the family coming out here. Why would Max be bringing a stranger along with him to our family gathering? Don't you find that a little strange of him to think he'd need to do that? Irene, I already know about how you hate me incredibly for no real reason besides just hate. But I've been married to Max for 3 years now, so can you please give all of that up? And I have been coming to your guys' house for the past 2 years for the 4th of July. You can call me a stranger all you want, but I'm still a part of your family, whether you like it or not. What? You really think of yourself as part of this family? I don't ever remember thinking of you as being in our family. Is that so? All right then, Irene. But this time I am once again coming there with my husband, so please expect the both of us. We'll be staying for 2 days there. I know you want to be here so that you can get all of the high-end foods we'll be eating, right? You truly are such a sad sight. That is not my reason for coming along this year. That's never been my reason for coming out to your house at all. Something like the 4th has always been a family event for you guys, and I feel it wouldn't look good to make me stay at home during that event while Max goes there. There also happens to be your husband and the rest of the family who would like to see me, so please don't ruin the rest of our fun by making me stay away. You say that like anybody actually wants to see you when you're coming to stay the night in our gorgeous house. There's no way any of my family wants you here besides Max, and that is why you're a stranger to us. You don't even understand how difficult it is for us to set this whole gathering up. Well, if you'd like some help with the preparations, I can come and help. If it's things like cooking or cleaning the house, I can come and take care of all of that for you. That's what I was planning on telling you before you started to text me today. I even said that last year when I came along, but you told me you didn't want my help. I said I didn't want your help because I know you're useless. So stop trying to act like a good wife to this family when you are good for nothing. I have no idea why my son and my husband happen to like you so much when the rest of this family knows better than that. We all know you are a waste of this family's time and that you can never help anyone. Seriously, why does my husband have to be so happy whenever the topic of discussion is you? And it's been 3 years already, yet you have not given birth to any kids. Max and I haven't had any kids yet because we have a time in which we plan to try. So please stay out of something as personal as that is to us. And a wife like you that can't bear any children for her husband's family is a waste of time, yet you still feel as though you can come out to our family gathering on the 4th, all because you feel you can come here and eat all our food that I'll be making. You make me sick, Lucille. I really don't think you should be saying things like that about me. Like I said, I'm aware that you hate me and don't want anything to do with me, but we only ever have to do something like this twice a year, so please just act nice and I'll reciprocate that feeling as well. And I'll keep saying this to you because I should, and that's that I'll help you with anything you need. So if you have anything for me to do, please let me know. There is nothing a useless wife like yourself can do, though. Now, if you really, really want to come out to my house that badly, then come right over. But you will learn to regret making that choice this time, so I'd give up on this if I were you. Please don't say anything scary like that to me, all right? I still plan on coming with Max. I really want to just be calm around one another and get this whole 4th of July over with. Therefore, would you please play nicely with me just for those 2 days? I have to get going now, Irene.
Did something happen between you and my mom today?
Well, what happened today is your mom made it very clear to me that she doesn't want me coming with you to your parents' house.
So that's what's going on now.
Did she bring anything up with you today?
Well, just a bunch of crap again, but the same old, same old.
She seems to have a rather odd hobby of always talking poorly about me. But I'd really love it if this time she could just play nice with me for a couple of days. I only have to really meet with her twice a year, and I always offer to help her with any preparations she needs to get done.
But I think this time we'll be all right, Lucille. I've talked with her myself this time, and she said she needs to cut it out when it comes to how she harasses you.
I see, but Max, I'm not sure she cares about what you have to say. Your mom really, really hates me with a passion. And I just have this anxiety now where I worry she'll never ever come to even grounds with me being your wife and a part of the family.
But my dad isn't going to give her any more chances if she acts up. My dad knows that my mom has been a pretty terrible person. He can't watch it happen anymore. So I really do believe that this time he will not let her get away with it.
I really do hope that's the case.
You don't have to worry, alright? Also, my mom loves to make herself look good in front of my family, so as long as someone is around you two, she shouldn't act up anymore. This time, a lot of my family will be coming, so you should be in good hands. You can relax and stay by me if you want, so that you feel safe and can eat all you want.
But Max, she told me that she thinks the only reason I'm going back to her place is to eat all her food. After being told that, I don't want to eat anything anymore.
You really do not have to worry yourself this time, Lucille. I've already talked with her once, and she seemed to get the message, so I'm not going to say anything else to her, because that might start annoying her. But no matter what happens there, I will be around to protect you. My dad and the rest of the family all really appreciate you a ton, and want to make you happy. You can just forget about my mom being a jerk and enjoy the 4th of July.
If you think it's really okay for me to stop thinking about her, then I'll do that. But if she comes up and says anything else to me or treats me in any way that's outright wrong, I'm not going to hold back. I've already had to put up with enough from her, so I'm really at my limit.
And if that happens, I'll be right there with you. So please, relax.
Well, hearing that from you does make me feel a little better. All right, I'll try to focus on not worrying as much about her and instead looking forward to being around the rest of your family. I went and warned you so much, yet you still chose to show up here? So this is what they mean by saying one gets all fired up, because I am fuming right now. Irene, the way you just behaved there was not okay at all. And it was very hurtful towards me doing that. All you did was sit there talking to me about how much you hated me and listed off every single thing you dislike. Then when it came to lunch, you had nothing prepared for me to eat while everyone else got a full plate. Well, of course that's how I'm going to behave with you. You're the one that came into my home again when I never ever wanted you here. So you're telling me you're going to keep treating me this way as long as I'm here? And that you purposefully made sure I didn't have anything to eat for lunch? Huh? Oh, you really are being audacious right now by talking to me like that. You already know my answers, don't you? Had you really wanted something to eat for lunch today, why didn't you come over to me and ask for a plate? Stop acting like I meant everything I did today when you should have communicated with me more. Are you that stupid or something? Wait, what do you mean I should have come to you and asked for a plate? Nobody else was going to you to ask for a plate, so why should I have had to? Because you are not a part of this family. And that means you don't get to have access to the same high-end food the rest of this family gets. But not bringing me any food at all is completely messed up. And what's so bad about that? You seem to have fattened up again, so you need to lose some weight. You didn't need any of that lunch today. Tonight we will be having steaks and lobster. However, all you'll be getting is some ground beef. Are you kidding me, Irene? So you really didn't want me coming to your house today. A fat ass like yourself can have steak sauce for dinner. Irene, I can see you're having a grand time there picking on me, but I'm really reaching my limits with you over here. Can you start thinking about what you're going to say to me before you speak? What are you saying? You're the one who has come to my house and now relies on me to eat and sleep. If you don't like the way I talk to you and the way I treat you, then get the hell out of my house. I would not be bothered by you leaving one bit. And how do you think anyone else here would notice you're gone? Of course not, because nobody cares about a useless wife like you. The rest of the family is all here to eat really good food and watch the fireworks this weekend. Now, you can come and join us for dinner in a little bit, but remember that the only thing you'll be given to eat is some steak sauce that you can lick from the plate. I'm going home. And don't you ever come back here again. I don't need to, because I am literally at my limit and cannot be asked to deal with you anymore. So I'm going to head home now, and you will never have to worry about me again. In other words, I'm cutting ties to you. Go right ahead and do that. And when you say you're cutting ties to us, you also mean you'll cut ties to Max, right? You're getting as far away from my whole family as you can, right? You really think I meant your whole family when I said that? No, I'm only cutting ties to you, Irene. Everyone else will still be able to talk with me. But this will be the end of me sending you guys any more money. What? What money have you been sending us? A lot. And now you will no longer be getting that money from me. I was originally doing it for the sake of your husband because he really needed help. I talked with Max about him and we agreed that we'd be sending him money once a month to help out. However, from here on out, we will no longer be sending you guys a penny. That's how I feel now about just how poorly you've been treating me. What do you keep going on about right now? You are just making up lies about sending us stuff like that money. I'm not sure what amount you think you've been sending us, but I'm sure it's only Max who would be sending it if that's the truth. Each month, $3,000. What? For the past year while I've been married to Max, we've been sending $3,000 each month. You've known about how your husband's company's been going under inch by inch every day. We found out about it as well and tried to do something to help him and his company out of that rut he's been sinking in. What are you talking about? $3,000 a month? And my husband's company has been going under? Maybe it's best that you didn't know anything about everything that's been going on. If you'd like to know, I was sending $2,000 a month and Max has been sending $1,000. Huh? I just got promoted not too long ago, and that means my salary has gone up a reasonable amount, meaning I can afford to give $2,000 each month. Because of that, though, I haven't really been able to save up as much money as I would have liked to. And that slowed down my plans of having kids. What? You're not kidding. So you had no idea about any of this, yet you continued to go on and on with your complaints about me to Max? And you've only made things worse by treating me the way you've been today. I'm fed up with you now, so consider our ties cut. And that is totally fine with me. I'm sure that everything you're saying to me right now is all a stupid joke, but I'm not falling for it. You have to try harder than telling such unbelievable lies as those. You have the right to believe me or not believe me, so go ahead and do whatever you want once I'm gone. But I will not be coming back here after I'm gone, and that will be the end of any money coming into your house. I hope you love living the rest of your life as a moneyless old woman. Bye-bye now. Lucille, do you think you could talk with me for a second? By the way, where are you at right now? Why does it matter to you where I'm at right now? I've already left your house, and I thought I made it very clear to you that our ties have been cut. Lucille, how about you start by calming down first? I think there have been a few misunderstandings between you and I here, so let's work on clearing everything up between one another now. What do you think? What was that? Things have already been made very clear between us now, so there's no need to talk through any of your misunderstandings. Goodbye now. Wait, I'm not just talking about that. I heard a lot of things from both Max and my husband. It seems like I had a lot more misunderstandings of you than I had thought. You really had been sending my house all that money each month, along with my son, with the intent of helping my husband. I made it clear to you earlier today, but you didn't seem to want to believe me. So I'm not sure why you want to talk with me about it now. At the time, I really didn't think any of that could be true, but that's why I'm apologizing to you for all of it now, right? It was just a misunderstanding. Now, if you really do stop sending us money every month, things will really head downhill for my husband's company. That's not a good thing to do, I'm telling you. You'll be ending my husband's and my way of life by doing that. I think you're still mistaken. It's not going to be you and your husband who can't live the life they've been living anymore. It'll just be you who suffers that fate. What? What do you mean by that? Because of all your uncontrolled spending, you have really made a dent in the money your husband has needed. He told you plenty of times that his company needed the money to stay upright, yet you never listened to him and understood. The only person who is really going to be affected by Max and I no longer sending money each month will be you. Uncontrolled spending? I've not been wasting any money like you think I've been. It's just that I didn't know at the time how badly my husband's company had been suffering. And do you know why that is? Because you never listen to anyone else and will only base your decisions off of the delusions you have. This is what you get for being so arrogant and selfish. You do not have to speak to me like that because I get it already. And I have thought about all the wrongs I've done now and want to change. Also, I heard another thing from Max. You are pregnant right now, aren't you, Lucille? And why does that matter to you, Irene? Like I was saying before, I've cut ties to you, so you won't ever get to see my baby or be a part of their life. You being pregnant now matters a lot to me, though. I really do feel bad for the way I've been treating you this whole time. However, you're now going to be giving me a grandchild, so we can be close to one another. All right? And that means you can keep up with that monthly allowance. No, thank you. What? You were already told what's going to happen now by Max, right? We both are completely cutting ties to you, like I already have. So there's no monthly allowance anymore. We might still be willing to send your husband some money, but that will only be going to him and cannot be given to you. You are never going to be getting another cent out of Max and I again. We will also be having our first child soon, so we have to have money for that. Which means we've been planning on stopping the money for a while now. What the heck, Lucille? You think you can just abandon me now because you have a baby coming? Don't you dare tell me you plan on abandoning a poor old woman like myself now. And what if that's exactly what I'm saying? Well, there is something else to that which you didn't mention. We are not abandoning some poor old woman. Rather, we are just cutting ties to you. Wait. Oh, that's the exact same thing as what I'd said. You'll be putting my husband and I at a disadvantage by stopping that money. You think I'd give a damn? Shut up already. What? You were always calling me things like fat and ugly. And then when I came over to your house to enjoy the holidays with the family, you harassed me. And today you went and embarrassed me in front of the whole family. You told me in front of everyone to lick steak sauce off my dinner plate when it came time for dinner. Don't you think it's natural for someone like me to never want anything to do with you again in their life? I'm sure you don't want to deal with me anymore, but I've learned my lesson now. That's why I'm here right now apologizing to you and wish to continue my relationship with you. Well, it's all too late for me to care about what you wish. I want you to know that I really do mean it when I say you will never get to see our baby, and you won't be receiving any more money from us. You won't ever see me again, and you won't be seeing your son anymore either. And thank God for that. Lucille, you really can't go around saying things like that to an old lady with not much time left on this earth like me. Look, I even said that it was a misunderstanding on my part. Stop getting so upset over it. Seems that you weren't expecting things to end up this way, and you're beginning to really freak out now. But I don't care if you've learned your lesson now, because you are far too late. I've cut ties to you, okay? That makes you nothing more than a stranger to me. Actually, you'd been calling me a stranger to you this whole time, right? Did you forget about that? Lucille, I'm very sorry. All that happened was a couple of misunderstandings, so you don't have to take things that far. I'm really looking forward to having a grandchild now, and I would like to continue receiving money from you. Please. Hey, who is it that I'm talking with right now? That's how I think of things right now. I've already talked with my husband about what's happening next, and he said he's on board with me cutting you out of our lives. What? He really said that? I suppose he really was that upset with me earlier, but he's really not going to be cutting ties to me as well, right? Right? He's very serious right now. You know your son better than I do, probably, so you understand that he never jokes around about these things. Which means he's right with me on this one. But he's my son, and I'm his mother. Do you really want to take my son away from me like that? Do you have any idea who's to blame for everything that's happening now? If you put a little bit of thought into that, you'd have the answer. Anyway, I'm sure no matter what else I say to you now, you're not going to fully grasp your situation. And no matter what you have to say to me, I'm not budging. I will never, ever want a single thing to do with someone as toxic as you again. No way. How dare my own son want to cut ties to me even? What the hell is wrong with you, woman? Even after all you've been told, you're still going to blame me? That's a little bit more than just ridiculous, I think. Perhaps you've gone completely off the deep end now? Well, you can continue going crazy over there because you have nothing to do with me. And it sounds like you'll have nothing to do with most of your family now, since they all want to leave you as well. Once you've started to feel the pain of being left behind and exiled, you'll realize who's really been to blame for all this. The rest of the family too now? What the hell are all of you saying I did? I was just taking the crap out of my son's back-talking wife for a little bit. Isn't it kind of cute for us to go back and forth like that? Even if you were picking on me little by little, at some point I wasn't going to be able to take it anymore, and this exact same thing would happen. From now on, it would be best that you really put some thought into what you do and say before you act, all right? Well, it's not like you'll be having to worry about upsetting your family anymore since they're all leaving you. So why even bother being careful now? Lucille, would you cut all of that out? Listen to what your damn mother-in-law has to say to you. Do as I say and come back here and talk to everyone about how this is a misunderstanding I had. And don't let Max think things like wanting to cut ties to me ever again. You also let me see your kid when they're born. These are all my demands. Your demands? Who the hell are you? I don't have to listen to a single word you say, so get lost. I'm out of here myself now. This means there's no point in messaging me anymore because I'm muting you now. Please let your husband know I'm still willing to talk with him, though. Now how about you go and lick some steak sauce or something, you old frickin' hag? Because of what my mother-in-law Irene did this time on with everyone around, the whole family was in disbelief. And from now on, she'll no longer be invited to any more of the family gatherings. Max's aunts and uncles all cut ties to her, as did her nieces and nephews, who all told her before the end of the holiday that she needed to get a life outside of picking on pregnant women. By the way, her husband told her that he'd be moving out and living in a separate place from her, and Max cut ties to her as well. Who knows what Irene will really be able to do next, now that she's been completely pushed away by everyone. A little while after all of that happened, I gave birth to a happy and healthy baby girl, and her name is Lexi. Max and I both took some time off work to stay home with the baby and relax as much as two brand new parents could. And of course, like I'd been saying to Irene earlier, she'll never be allowed to see my baby. Anyone can see why something like that would be happening now, after all the hell she put me through mentally. Max would later talk with his dad about things like the company's future, and they came to the agreement that his dad would give him the company and would retire. So Max went and quit his job that he had at the time and started to make preparations for everything. Max later went back to his dad's house with him and started to work for him in an attempt to get his company back on the road again before he took over. And along with that, he helped his dad kick Irene out of the house entirely, and who knows where she'll be going now. She's far too old to be doing much about herself, so who's to say she's going to make it far in her older age now anyway? His dad will be selling that house soon and will be using all the money he gets to move away once he's given the company to Max, who will go live closer to his brothers. As for myself, I think I'll start going back to work in another couple of months here, and during that time, Max should be able to be back working from home as a CEO. I'm not sure if that's all going to work out for us just yet, since it depends on what Max and his dad can do for that company right now, but I have a lot of faith in them and look forward to things working out like everyone has planned.
Hey, loser! I've invited everyone in the office to my wedding, but I just want to make this clear. That invitation doesn't include you. You're not permitted to set one foot in the venue on my wedding day. Got that? Hey, Aaron. Congratulations on your engagement. I heard about the invitation. What do you mean I'm not invited? I thought that everyone in the office was welcome. Yeah, I've invited everyone else, but not you. You're a useless piece of crap, and I don't want you there. You're just going to take up space and waste my money. So, I guess that this is your usual tactic of trying to ostracize me and separate me from the rest of the guys. You may think it's funny, but it's actually really unpleasant. So would you cut it out already? Plus, you're the only one that thinks that I'm useless. Everyone else thinks that I'm a great help, and I think that I have good dynamics with everyone except for you. That's because everyone else is too easy on you. They're all just getting on with their own jobs. But as section chief, my job is to make sure that everyone is doing their job correctly. I'm not going to be as easy on you as everyone else is. Don't expect me to be the nice guy just because you're new. Then why don't you tell me why you think I'm so useless? I think that would be more productive than just name-calling and giving me the silent treatment. I've been at this company for a year, but I'm already doing as much work as the people around me who have been working here for years. Why do you hate me that much? It's obvious you've got something personal against me. So what is it? Well, first of all, you're 35, aren't you? Yeah, I am. There's only 1 year's difference between us. But you only just entered the company a year ago. I didn't know what you were doing up until now, and I don't give a crap. But it's obvious that you're a late bloomer. Look at me. I'm already a section chief. I think that just goes to show how useless you are. Everyone's different, Aaron. We make different decisions, and we choose different paths. That doesn't make you better than me. I have my own reasons for choosing to work here. Don't you think that it's a little too excessive to call me useless because of that? Let me give you another reason why I'm better than you. After I get married, I'm going to resign to go work in a different company. Oh, really? My fiance's family owns a major business. I think that if I go and get a job there after we're married, I'll get the chance to take over the company when her dad's gone. I'm going to be the CEO of a major company one day. What are you going to be doing when I'm sitting in the top chair? Getting coffee for the new section chief? Ha! I'm just that much better than you. But that's only going to happen if the bride and her family accept and want you as their next CEO, right? What are you trying to say? That I'm not good enough? I didn't say anything about your abilities. I just have a feeling that you've just imagined the most convenient outcome for yourself without even thinking about the other possibilities, or about the feelings of the other people involved. I was wondering if your fiancé actually agrees with you. That's all. What would you know? You don't know how rich people think. You're already 35, and you've only recently gotten a full-time job. You wouldn't understand anything about the world I'm going to marry into. Of course I don't know how your fiancé feels. I didn't mean to act as though I did. I'm very sorry. I'm sure you'll be very happy together. Yeah, well, frankly, the woman I'm marrying isn't that much of a big deal. It's a shame. She's not that bright and she's not that pretty. If she was, everything would have been perfect. Huh? What are you talking about? What? Did you think I was marrying for love or something? Don't make me laugh. I was dating her because I was bored, and I was planning on dumping her if I found a better girl. But thanks to my research skills, I found out that her family was rich. That's why I'm marrying her. I just want her money. Really? That's your reason? Aren't you going to regret spending the rest of your life with someone you don't love? What? Why would I regret it? I just thought that it sounded kind of lonely to marry someone for their money instead of wanting to be with them. I guess everybody really is different. I'm sorry I said anything. But what about your fiancée? She doesn't know that you don't love her? Isn't that kind of disrespectful to her? That's what I hate about you. I'm sorry, what? The way you act like such a hypocrite, it pisses me off. Do you think that you're better than me or something? Just because you want to marry for love? The world goes around on money. Even you should know that. No, you especially should know that, since you're poor. I'm going to marry that woman, and I'm going to become rich and famous. How can I hate her? She's the reason why I'm going to become a CEO. That's not a bad reason to like her. Yeah, sure. If that's what you say. Everyone thinks in different ways, so I don't have any right to butt in and tell you you're wrong. If anyone can, it's the bride herself. Anyway, I haven't received an invitation to the wedding, so of course I won't interrupt your big day. Don't worry. You can enjoy it without me bothering you. Yeah, good. That's what I wanted to hear. I wouldn't have forgiven someone as useless as you coming to my wedding. You're just a loser. Don't forget that. It would have been a pain in the ass if you had come and caused trouble, too. I wouldn't have gate-crashed your wedding just to spite you. But if that's what you think of me, then go ahead and keep on thinking that. It doesn't make any difference to me what you think. I'll see you at work, Aaron. Michelle? What is this?
What's what?
I got an invitation to your wedding, but...
Huh? Of course you did, silly. You're coming, right? There's no way you're missing out on my special day. What's wrong? Can't you come?
I'm talking about the guy you're going to marry. I wasn't there when your fiancé came to introduce himself to mom and dad, but I think this guy is my manager at work.
Seriously? You know him? That's great. That way you don't have to worry about what kind of guy he is. Oh, or maybe he just has the same name?
No, I don't think so. He's due to get married on the same day that's written on your invitation. I think that's too much to be called a coincidence.
Ah, so you do know Aaron. Wow, it really is a small world. That must mean you've gotten invitations from both of us without us noticing. That's strange.
No, I just had the invitation from you. But I'm pretty sure that the guy you're going to marry is the section chief at my company.
He's your section chief? That's kind of funny. If you didn't go to work at that tiny company, you wouldn't even have a boss. To think that my fiancé's your manager. Your humbleness is your strength, Mike.
I get that you're trying to praise me, but don't say it like that. Even if it's a small company, there's still a lot for me to learn before I come back. I'm doing my best to soak up as much knowledge as I can. Besides, it'll be over soon, so he won't be my manager for long.
Yeah, I know. All right, then look forward to the wedding. I'll keep quiet that you're coming because I want to surprise him on the day. So don't say anything to him either. It's our secret, okay? The more surprises, the more fun.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, hey, Michelle, I've got a favor to ask. What the hell were you doing? I warned you, didn't I? Are you an idiot? Did you not understand when I told you not to come? You don't even know why I was there. It would have been smarter for you to check first, but you didn't even give me the chance to explain or introduce myself before you punched me and chased me out of the venue. You're even worse than I initially thought you were. It's your own fault! I warned you and you disobeyed me! I just punished you for not listening to me, that's all. This is my wedding day. Don't ruin it by turning up, you loser! Get out of here! Are you really sure you want me to leave? That's what I've been saying. Are you so stupid that you can't even understand English? Huh? Is that what's wrong with you? You don't speak no English? Get out! And go practice your speaking before you show your face to me. Leave! Right now, loser! You're the idiot, Aaron. Huh? What did you say to me? You've gotten it into your head that you have the right to be angry with me, but you're mistaken about one big thing. If I leave, you're going to regret having spoken to me like this. You're going to be begging for me to come back. What are you talking about? Nobody cares if you leave, loser. Least of all me. You can't do anything to me. You're just a useless piece of crap that can't do anything. Nobody wants someone like you at such an important event. This is my big day. The day I get everything. Nobody can stop me from telling you to leave. Sure, if that's what you want to believe. It's too late to turn things around, Aaron. I'm leaving. Leave, goddammit! Why did you even come in the first place? You knew that you didn't belong here and that I was going to tell you to leave. Why waste your time? You really wanted to crash my wedding and ruin my big day? Huh? After I warned you that much that you weren't welcome? That's the only reason I can think of you turning up today. You're not welcome here, loser. Don't come here without my permission ever again. I hope my punch helped you regain some common sense. Now you know that you're not worthy of being here. Don't ever come back. And give my regards to the bride. Tell her that her brother is leaving. What? What are you talking about? Her brother's leaving? Who's her brother? You? It's up to you whether to believe me or not. I don't care anymore, so I'm leaving. I'm not interested in wishing you the best with my sister. You got what you wanted. I just hope that your wedding goes on without any problems or any other interruptions. Goodbye, Aaron. Hey, Michael, where are you? Do you think that you can come back to the wedding venue? What? After you punched me and kicked me out? What made you change your mind? No, that was just a misunderstanding. I didn't really mean it. I'd be grateful if you just come back as soon as possible. I was wrong to act so aggressively. I just got a little too heated up, that's all. Let's talk when you get back. Did you talk with my little sister? Is that why you're asking me to come back? Michelle told me that she wanted it to be a surprise, that she wanted to introduce me before the ceremony started. I didn't realize that she was up to something like that. It was wrong of me to chase you away. She was pretty shocked when she realized you were gone. Anyway, you're family. So I hope you'd come back to the wedding venue so that we can continue the ceremony. Everyone's waiting for you. So can you come back as soon as possible? It's too late for that. I asked you if you were sure that you wanted me to leave, and you told me to get out. I don't know what my sister told you, but I have an idea that she said something that made you realize what a mistake it was to kick me out. I warned you, didn't I? That you would regret it? And now you're panicking. What do you mean it's too late? I'm asking nicely here. Don't you think it's polite to answer to that request? It's my wedding day, Michael. Don't embarrass me. Will you come back to the wedding venue? It doesn't matter how politely you ask me. I told you that I was the bride's brother. You chose not to believe me and still told me to leave, despite me warning you not to. I told you the truth, and I explained what I was doing there, but you didn't care. I left because you told me I wasn't welcome, and I'm not returning. I don't even want to look at you. Seriously? You don't have to say that. Then what about your sister? Michelle's been running around looking for you. Can't you come back for her sake? She's upset that her big brother isn't here for her on her big day. It's her wedding day as well as mine. Can't you just forget about the stuff between us and come back? No, I can't. Why are you being so stubborn? Are you seriously going to be that selfish on your little sister's wedding day? Come on, you're going to ruin everything for her. Especially if you tell her that I punched you and that I told you to leave. Please, can we keep that between us? What do you mean, keep it between us? I mean, let's not tell her what happened. You understand, right? Let's pretend that it never happened for Michelle's sake, and we work together. Let's not make things awkward. Come on, man. I'm asking nicely. We want to get the ceremony started. So will you come back? You don't want to make a scene, do you? So, for your sister's sake, don't say anything about what happened. You've got to be joking. Are you being serious? What? You punched me for no good reason, and you want me to keep quiet? And you're trying to use my sister as an excuse to keep me from saying anything. But you just don't want me to tell her so that she won't leave you. You're only thinking about yourself. What's the point? No matter how much you lie, you can't hide the truth that you punched me from her. She won't know anything if you don't tell her! Come on! I'm asking you to not ruin our wedding day! You can't seriously think that you can keep it a secret from her. There must have been someone watching. How many people do you think are walking around this place? You're the host. You should know. Someone's bound to have seen it, and she'll find out in no time. You punched me in the face, Aaron. She's going to be disappointed that you could do something like that. And everyone's going to be shocked that you did something that excessive. Why do you think I'm apologizing to you so much? I'm desperate here! Can't you just forgive me already? I've learned my lesson and I'm not going to do it again! Apologizing? Aaron, I haven't heard one word of apology from you. Ever. All you've been saying to me is to not tell Michelle what you did, and to not make a scene. You've been making me out as the bad guy that's trying to ruin your wedding day. You're just scared that everything you've said and done to me will ruin your chances of marrying my sister and getting your hands on my family's money. That's why you want me to keep quiet about what you've done, right? Michael, we're going to be brothers! So what if we have a few arguments like that? Let's just forget about everything that's happened until now and enjoy our new relationship. I want us to get along from now on, as family. We're going to see each other more often too, so it's best if we start off on the right foot, don't you think? We're going to be working together too. I think I'll get along fine without a brother. What? What do you mean? I mean that your motive for marrying my sister, for marrying into this family, was because you're after my parents' money, and you think that you'll gain the right to take over the company. That's what you told me just the other week, without realizing that you were marrying my sister. To be honest, I didn't know that Michelle was marrying you either, so I didn't realize that you were talking about our company. But at least now I know why you're so desperate to stay on my good side, and want to keep Michelle from getting upset. Unfortunately for you, it's too late. I already went to the police after you punched me. What? You went to the police? Yeah, and I'm about to file the police report against you for punching me. Once my sister finds out what happened, I'm pretty sure that the wedding will be canceled, or at least put on hold. Either way, it's not happening today. You're not going to get to marry my little sister. No way! But we've already gotten married legally! Today's just for the ceremony! There's no point canceling the wedding! And you can't stop it that easily! How much time, money, and effort do you think we put into preparing everything today? You think that you're already legally married? But my sister hasn't been to the registrar's office yet. I asked her not to send in the documents until the wedding was over. You're kidding! We're not married yet?! You thought she had already taken the contracts and stuff. I told her not to send them yet when I found out that she was marrying you. She was confused about why I asked her to do that, but she agreed with me when I told her that it would be best to wait until the ceremony was definitely over and done with, before filing them. I knew that you would mess up and show your true colors if I turned up at the wedding uninvited, but I didn't think that you'd go as far as punch me. Wait a minute, so I'm not married yet? Yeah, you're not going to get married. Not to my little sister. I think you should be more worried about the fact that you're going to go to jail for battery. For battery? What the hell are you talking about? I haven't committed a crime! You punched me in the face. Of course you should be punished for it. I think it's only obvious that you get arrested. And in that case, you're going to get fired. I hope you finally understand what you've done and how serious the situation is. You've got to be joking! Are you trying to ruin my life? What's wrong with you? My plan's completely ruined! I thought I was going to be living like a celebrity after I got married to Michelle! I thought I was going to be rich! What have you done? What have I done? You're still going to blame me? I think that's unjustified. But let me give you a heads up. Even if you marry my sister, you're not going to become CEO of our company. You're not going to gain the life you think you're going to get. I mean, you won't be poor, but you're not going to get the career you're dreaming of. What? Why not? My sister doesn't have any intention of taking over the company. She's already got her own career that she's happy with. I'm the one that's in line to take over the family business. I'm only working in another company right now because I'm trying to gain as much experience before I become CEO. What? That's why I started working in the same company as you. At this age. I told you, remember? That everyone has their own reasons and their own circumstances. But you still treated me like I was useless. Like I was a failure. For what? Is it so bad that someone starts working full-time when they turn 35? Isn't it worse to punch someone for no reason at all? I plan on telling the HR department about all of the insults and the harassment. So it's definite that you're not going to have a job to go back to once you're out of jail. Maybe you should have worked more on fixing your personality, rather than working so hard on finding a spouse to leech off of. You were spending a lot of time calling me an idiot, a loser, and a failure, but I wonder who the real loser is. You're going to be experiencing hell after this, so do your best. You're going to need it, loser.
In the end, Michael's sister Michelle found out about what happened between Michael and Erin at the wedding venue, and she was absolutely speechless. She had no idea that Erin was capable of doing something so violent and canceled the wedding immediately. Michael filed the report to the police, and soon after, Erin was arrested by the police and taken away to the local station for questioning. Apparently, he received notification from his employers that he was out of a job as soon as he was convicted. Michelle was relieved that she managed to avoid marrying a man that didn't love or respect her, and that she had gotten rid of him thanks to Michael. Erin had never expected his plans to go wrong, and had been looking forward to the job and the money he thought he would be getting. So he really did feel like he was in hell after he was arrested. Now he's out of prison, he's not only got to start from step one to get another job, but he's got to regain the trust of the people around him. Maybe if he had more empathy for people from different walks of life, he would have had less trouble gaining sympathy from others when he needed it the most. But he really only has himself to blame for everything that's happened to him. We can only hope that he'll reflect on his actions and try to do better from now on. The only problem is that it might be difficult for him to change if he's not willing to improve his own personality.
Savannah, could you buy me a car? LOL.
What are you talking about?
I know that you have a lot of money, Savannah. So you should be able to afford a car for me, right? That should be fine with you, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be anything super nice, but at least something from this year and is a sports car.
Why would that be okay with me, Bella? Hey, what kind of prank are you trying to pull this time? I'm not finding it very funny that you think I'd be responsible for buying you a brand new car. I don't even know why you'd ask that.
Even if you don't know why, that won't stop me from asking, LOL. And haven't you heard that I'm getting married?
I guess I did hear about that, but only just a little bit ago. And I was thinking about sending you a message to congratulate you and everything. But I'm sorry for being so late with it. Well, now that I have you, congrats.
No, you don't have to cheer for me because of marriage, LOL.
Huh?
If you really want to show your support, then do it with money, LOL. Or you could always buy me a car, LOL. And make it so that it comes in time for the wedding, or at least when I'm back from my honeymoon, LOL.
So that's what you've been going on about. You think that as a marriage present, I'll give you a car. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen, Bella. Just because you're my husband's little sister doesn't just mean that I have to buy you something so expensive. If I were to do that for you, your family would get upset with me, and I'd never hear the end of it.
Why not, LOL? My brother would be happy to see me happy, right?
Not when it's you getting happy over me spending that much on a car for you. He's told me already not to overdo it with you. And so I'll make sure to celebrate your marriage in another way, okay? But buying you a car is just not going to happen.
Well, then what about a house?
A house? You have to be joking, right?
Well, what if I'm not joking, LOL? Savannah, you have all that money, don't you? I've heard you run your own company and are doing pretty well with it. So, do you really think I'd believe that you don't have the money to spare for me?
Well, I keep my money for when it's needed most, like in emergencies. It's not just for me to hand out to whomever I please, like you might think.
Whoever you please? LOL. But aren't I a part of your family? Whenever you're celebrating something for your family, you should be able to dig a little deeper to make their occasion special.
And I plan to do that in another way. I have no plans on buying you a car, nor a house like you're asking me. Please just calm down now. I already have something in mind for you.
Even though you're a CEO, you're being a bit of a penny pincher, don't you think? LOL.
Excuse me? What are you saying? I don't think right now's the time for you to speak to me in such a rude manner. I'm aware that I'm your family and all, but aren't you aware that you still have to be kind to those that you talk to? So please stop it with that poor-mannered attitude.
How annoying. LOL. I'm tired of being nice about this. Make sure you have everything ready for me. I think you have all the resources to make sure that I have a house or car here soon. But you're acting stingy, and it's putting me down. LOL.
I feel as though you are a bit too worked up at the moment, and so to save you from saying anything else that might embarrass yourself, we can continue this conversation at another time. I've told you that neither a house nor a car is going to happen, so please stop asking for them. You have to remember that all I am is your older brother's wife.
I heard everything from Walter. Thank you for doing that, Bella.
No worries. Although she did end up calling me stingy and a penny pincher before this.
Huh? She called you penny pincher? What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. There's something between her and I. As for the wedding and their honeymoon, do you think you can ask Walter if I should chip in on the preparation costs?
I don't want you to think that you have to give him that much. I'm sure Bella would already be happy with what you've given him.
It's not a problem. But that means I won't be giving them anything else, okay? It's fine giving them money for their events right now, but I don't want Bella to start thinking she can just continue to ask me for everything. Hopefully me giving enough to make their wedding and honeymoon what they've dreamed of will be enough for her. And actually, after this, I think I'll keep a little distance from her.
And I'm on board with that. I don't think we should be looking after them anymore after this. Mom and Dad are also happy that she finally found herself a man that's willing to take her away. So we'll leave her in Walter's hands.
Sounds like a plan. I'd love it if she would start to work a bit harder for herself and her future. Right. I should give them the money before everything, right? It's far too much for me to be handing it to them at the wedding, and I don't want Bella thinking I haven't done anything for her.
Haven't done anything for her? Is this back to her calling you a penny pincher? She really is such a crude woman. Sorry, Savannah. I think as for the money, you should give it to them sooner than later. I'll let my mom know we'll be handing it off.
Thanks, Irene. I'd like for their wedding to go over without any bumps for us, but...
I got that money. My mom ended up handing it to me.
So you have it now? Thank goodness. I wanted to hand it to you myself, but I have work today. And tomorrow, I assume you and Walter will be very busy together, so I wanted it given to you before the wedding.
Are you trying to make a fool of me? Is this the amount a CEO has to offer me?
Huh? What?
You shouldn't be questioning this at all, Savannah. You gave me a measly $3,000 for my wedding. Are you serious right now? With this amount, I'll only be able to afford myself an old and rundown car.
Excuse me?
I can see that you're more than just stingy. LOL. So should I wonder if you really are a CEO? If you really were one, you should have thought this through a lot better. LOL.
After handing you $3,000 as a present for your marriage when all I am is your in-law and not getting a thank you, I can't even find the ability to complain about you now. I really misjudged you. I had always thought you were a bit pushy and rude, but never this bad.
Pushy and rude? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about yourself? Because you seem to be the only one without any manners. What kind of present even is this? $3,000? You say you're wealthy, so buy me a house at least? LOL.
I think you're getting a little carried away at the moment, but don't you think you should end all of this horrible talk? I'm starting to reach my limit of bearing everything you've said to me.
What are you saying, LOL? I seriously can't believe you did this. I let you marry my older brother, so you should have at least bought me a house as thanks. I wonder why I ever let you have him, LOL. Actually, I wonder even more about why he ever chose you, LOL. Perhaps it's because he wants your money too, LOL. Well, he's going to be disappointed to see you don't have any to share, LOL.
He wants my money?
Well, there'd be no other reason to marry someone like you, right? LOL. You're a penny pincher, and now you have to deal with my moneyless brother living with you. Why doesn't he just divorce you if you're not going to let us have your money? LOL. Then he can find someone who's actually willing to treat us right.
Are you not aware of all the things you were saying right now?
Well, I'm sorry, but these are all facts, LOL. Savannah, do you not notice how much of a stinge you really are? You go around saying you have all this money, yet you only hand me $3,000 for my wedding. LOL. If you just bought me a house, I would say thanks and all that, but I can't now.
Well, I have no choice but to let loose on you.
Huh?
I've had enough of you. I think I'm going to cut ties with you now. And before you begin to ask me to proceed with my decision, would you think about what all you're about to lose right now?
What? What am I going to lose? LOL. And actually, why are you getting so upset? If you're getting upset over something you did to yourself, then you're more like an animal than a penny pincher. LOL. Could an animal really be a CEO? LOL.
I'm telling you that after all the damage you've caused to my pride, there's no reason for me to stick around with you since you have nothing positive to say to me. So with that, I'm no longer here for you.
Since when have you been here for me? LOL. You haven't been doing anything for me for the longest time. LOL.
Well, then all the money I've been giving to support you with is going to run dry.
Huh? I want to know what money you're talking about.
I'll also stop giving you your monthly allowance. And I had planned to help pay the bill for your wedding and your honeymoon. But I'm going to stop trying now.
Huh? What? Huh? What are you talking about, Savannah? I really cannot follow what you're saying right now.
Every month, the money that you thought was coming from your parents has been coming from me.
Huh?
Both your mom and your dad don't have enough to hand to you anymore. So I chose to hand you money for them. But since I'm going to cut ties with you soon, you'll no longer be getting anything. And with that, I hope you can make it on your own.
Hold on a sec, LOL. What have you been talking about? I seriously don't get anything you just said to me, but you do know that I'm your husband's little sister, don't you? There's no way he'll let you cut ties with me, LOL. Just because I made you look and feel like an idiot, you're going to start threatening me with things you can't even do?
I've already talked with my husband about this, and he's decided to cut ties with you as well.
What?
We're making sure you don't get any more money from us. As for your wedding, it'd be great if it turns out okay today. But I have spoken with your fiancé, Walter, as well, and he understands that you'll no longer get anything from me.
What is going on?
Did you think that your fiancé wouldn't find out about all of this? I was the one that told him I'd help pay for you.
Well, I heard something like that from him before, but but I just assumed that Aaron was putting anything he had in his savings into the wedding.
I'm sure that's what you thought since you never listened to what others say. But you said it yourself that your brother doesn't have much, right? I'm the one that supports us both for the most part, and so I'd be the one handing you guys the money. I've been the one supporting you this whole time, and I was planning to stop once you were married to Walter. But now I'm just over it.
Can you please tell me exactly what's going on here?
But that's okay, right? You're getting married, so you'll have your husband to take care of you from now on. That's fine with me because I don't want to be around some selfish and rude child that complains about everything. Understand that after this, I want you out of my life, so don't talk to me again.
Wait, this is screwed up. I just heard from Walter that the wedding is being canceled.
Wow, that was quick. I guess he really does pick up on things faster than most.
He just told me that if it's only him paying for the wedding, he can't do it. What does he mean? Savannah, do you know anything about this?
Well, with how much you asked for with this wedding, it makes sense that he can't pay for it all himself. I mean, he doesn't have a job himself.
What?
Your parents and Aaron wanted you to get married, but they knew that your fiancé had no job. So their hopes were lost thinking that things wouldn't work out. That's why I stepped in to help pay for you guys' wedding and everything.
I don't get any of this. What do you mean Walter is jobless? He's been working a job for a while now.
He's going to be working a job here soon, but we had made an agreement that he'd come to work for me at my company. LOL.
Huh? So you guys had all planned on hiding the fact that he was jobless for me just so that I'd marry him? All because Mom and Dad want me to be married to him.
That's right. All to get rid of a needy child like you.
What the heck?
You wanted to have a big wedding and had been hoping for a fantastic honeymoon after. So I thought that I'd be okay paying for all of that for you guys. And so the plan was for me to help pay for all of that so your dreams could come true. But now you've pushed me too far. I'm not going to pay a single dollar towards you two. If you really want to still do any of those things, go and pay for it yourselves. Good luck making all of that money soon, though, okay? LOL.
What are you talking about? I never knew any of that before. Now that I understand a bit better, I feel bad.
Well, whether you feel bad or don't, I'm making sure that I never have to deal with you ever again. Good luck trying to make things work with Walter, okay? Because I think I won't be hiring him any longer.
Huh? So that means he won't have a job and we can't have our wedding? We can't even go on our romantic honeymoon?
That's right. LOL. But this can't be helped since this is all you asked for.
This can't happen to me, though. You know that I never knew about any of this, right? And nobody ever came to tell me about any of this?
I'm sorry that you never noticed how much of a pain in the butt you were for everyone and even ruined your chances of living happily with Walter.
You're the worst. You're being a complete jerk by doing this. I'm no longer going to consider you family.
Oh no, that's so scary. But really, I have never wanted to think of you as family, so thank you, LOL.
You can't be happy over something like that. Can you at least pay for the wedding and everything first and then leave me be? I ask that you pay for the wedding and honeymoon and make sure you hire Walter.
I will not listen to you anymore. Just as I had said, I am no longer going to be bothered with you two.
What? Are you kidding me? So then this is it for us. Are you really saying that my whole wedding today is going to be over?
Well, who knows? LOL. Maybe you can talk with your unemployed fiancé about that. And before you think about the wedding, what about you guys getting married? Think about that one. LOL. And just know I will no longer have any part in you two. Now have a wonderful day. LOL. And just like that, when Walter heard that I'd no longer be hiring him, he went into a frenzied rage and canceled everything that day. Along with that, he could no longer manage Bella's awful attitude and made it clear that he would no longer see her again. And as for my in-laws, they were also completely exhausted from Bella and threw her out of the house. Before, she had myself and her brother to rely on for not having a job of her own. But since she didn't seem to care about that, she chose her horrible demise. When it comes to parasitic people such as Bella, it's best to create some distance and let them wither away on their own. I'm sure that this was good for Walter as well, as he no longer had to be married to her. As of right now, I have no idea what's happened to Bella, but I'm sure she's somewhere throwing a tantrum over not getting what she wanted.